Hello, my very dear Capricorns. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 18th, or when you hear it and it resonates. And of course, we know it won't be for every Capricorn. But as I ask Spirit to offer me what is the most important for the Capricorn collective, what is going to help them the most at this point in time, what I saw was you bending over, putting a tiny plant into a little hole that you prepared in your garden. Now, the earth around it is beautiful and rich. Really beautiful, rich, well aerated, moist soil. So it looks like this little plant is going to have a great chance. But what I'm suddenly being reminded of is something that a friend said, which was she wasn't going to get plants at a particular giveaway situation where everybody brings in and exchanges, because the last time she did it, she got too many weeds in with it. And that feels like relevant to this, because what I'm seeing is you looking at this plant, this really beautiful little green plant, but you're kind of picking through the soil around it to make sure that there's nothing in there that's going to contaminate it. And that's a good thing. This is what Spirit would like you to know, that your power to manifest this, to develop and grow this new plant that you want to grow. The plant, of course, being symbolic of any change in your life that you're wanting to manifest and bring forth into fruition, whether it's work, study, relationship. What you're being told is you have the power to choose. You have got the earth. It's a bright green plant, so chances are it's going to bring you something wonderful. But it is important that when you are making your choices, you remember where your power is coming from, and that your power is coming from that essential energy of you. Remembering that what you manifest is what you are resonating with. It's not what you desire, it's what you're resonating with. You're being told, however, that you can take a chance on planting this plant because you are checking through and looking for the seeds. Now, what would the seeds of the potential weeds be? That would be old ideas that are in contradiction to this new thing, that are not resonating with it. So, for example, it might be, this plant might be, I really, really, really would love to have a wonderful new romantic relationship. Okay, well, that sounds good. If, however, you are still resonating with heavy energies that are preventing you from really being able to resonate with the possibility, the joy, the excitement, whatever emotion that is in alignment with a new vision of this, as opposed to something you've experienced in the past, if you can experiment or experience those emotions without fear that it's not going to work this time, guilt over a previous relationship, childhood memories or childhood feelings or thoughts that are statements of lack of worth, unlovableness, whatever those might be, if those are still in there, those would be the seeds of the weeds that might get in the way and choke this out. Now, it doesn't mean it necessarily will, and this is important. Okay, thank you. It doesn't mean it necessarily will. Even if you miss a few of those seeds, you can risk success. This is what they're saying. You can risk success because you always have the ability to go back to that essential nature of you as a loving, worthy, innocent creature, a divine being in human form, who is here to be abundant, who is here to experience joy and life and move towards the expansiveness of that high, compassionate heart, which first and foremost begins with compassion for yourself. So, Capricorn, what I really would feel like there's something more they want me to clarify here. Yes, it is this. You don't stop planting the plant for fear that weeds will get in the way. Plant the plant and lovingly tend this plant so that you will see whatever the weeds are that come up, so that you can then deal with the weed. So the planting of the plant, in other words, Capricorn, you don't have to be perfect and all evolved and purified and have everything transmuted before you can take a chance on having something wonderful. You can have something wonderful. Create it from that space of yourself that is that knows you are worthy, that knows you are an innocent creature of God, that believes and trusts that God, the divine, your angels, your higher self, really, truly, truly loves you and wants you to have whatever is worthy of your soul, which is, of course, everything wonderful. And to use whatever the situation is that you're trying to plant as a way to identify those areas where that spirit is not living, in order for you to clear that away. So it's the idea of desiring it and trusting and knowing that things will come up, perhaps if they need to, before you can align with that frequency. And you can take a look at that and you can pull those weeds up and you can go, okay, let's talk. And this is the way that you get to use this experience of creating a beautiful future to actually create a beautiful future by moving out those things that are getting in the way. And this is the evolution of consciousness, right? This is why it's here. We are here to align with all of those positive, wonderful things we're talking about. And by desiring them and by taking the chance on going for it instead of just settling, that's where we grow beyond our limitations, and that's where we expand our consciousness. So to have the desire is a good thing. To take a risk, understand where the power lies, and use whatever your desires are as a way to understand where you're getting stuck and move out of that, so that you will more fully align with your higher conscious self and really live that as an integrated state. I think there's a lot there, Capricorn, but I'm going to leave you with that. Much love.